Welcome back to another video on the channel, and we're looking at our former lineups from the international break, see what we got to, see what we're going to go to, and see what we got out of our rewards. We will have a craft, which will be good, and we may look at what we're going to do with our lineups. And I've got my Sorare inside out because I wanted to show you my gallery and see what where I'm at with it. Because to be honest with you, I'm a little bit at loggerheads, especially with some of my classic cards and what to do with it. And I'm thinking about diversifying my portfolio across the Premier League. So I think I watched actually a really good video on Simply Alex content, and actually talking about playing on a budget, and what he was saying is about don't just spread yourself too thin. And I think actually it kind of resonated quite well with me because I'm spreading myself too thin, and I think that's the issue. I've tried to cover so many bases instead of being an expert in one, and I think I've got a good base with my Premier League side, so it's probably worth building on it. So I don't know, that's what I'm thinking at, but I feel I'll take through some rewards. So we did have a good week, so let's just take through the game week. I can't lie, the international break's been pretty kind to me. So we've got 509 essence from Team 2 in All-Star. Very tempted to start taking the rare stuff. 255, 102 and 102, so all four of my teams all got me essence, which is fantastic. It really helps actually with me doing the craft. So again, I'm going to be looking at what I've done. I've got some cards here. I spent less than 156 quid. That's a joke. I should have done that. But that was the start of the season. I went for it, and he's obviously out. And I'm thinking again. I'm going to think of selling him, or keep him and diversifying and keeping him so I can have him for long term, because eventually he will come back in. But he seems to be out for ages, so it might be worth trading him in and getting someone else. I don't know. I'll have a think. Maybe go to rare. I don't even know. I'm very open to what I want to do, but I haven't got that much. So we've got on our essence, we've got 1,400 limited, so we can do a craft. So before that, I'm just going to take you through my lineups of last week. Overall, pretty successful game week. Obviously, we had midweek, which I got 100 essence from. I finished 161st. It was a really good game week. Harry Kane, of all players, to let me down. Of course, he's my captain as well. Should have gone Haaland, I should have gone Elise, but no, I went Harry Kane, and he's the only one who didn't get me decisive. Nor did Goncalo Nacho. Surprisingly, Ireland beat Portugal, and somehow Ireland have now got a chance to qualify for the World Cup, which is staggering. Brilliant, but staggering. And yeah, so that was a pretty good game week. I was a bit unlucky not to do better in that. Looking into the weekend, again, wasn't too bad a game week, but I didn't know Jordan Pickford weren't going to start. That's an absolute killer blow because, I mean, for example, England kept a clean sheet. They got 60 points minimum. We'd have got probably a tier 1 card, tier 1, maybe tier 2. So we were so close off of being in the top 200 in the world. So that's really frustrating because everyone else did really well. Even Florian Wirtz for at last has actually come through good, and he always does for Germany. So I really don't know what they do in Germany that he doesn't do at Liverpool. It's really interesting. There must be a style issue with the way they play at Liverpool. So interesting, he's bought him 115 million Liverpool, and they haven't got a style that suits Florian Wirtz. It's really strange. Pierre Højbjerg did well. Dan James also got the assist. Kadioglu's actually proving to be a little good pull from that craft we did the other week. He's got a couple of decent scores now, and he does well for Turkey, so it's a really good little pull. Jonathan Tyler. So yeah, that is an absolute killer blow, really. And well, yeah, we got 255 essence with one player missing. So God knows how well we'd have done if he'd have been playing. So that's frustrating. Again, this team did all right. Few players with no decisive actions in, and Denmark have not had the best international break, so it wasn't great. But yeah, that was all good. Moving down, teams did alright, 400 points, solid scores, a couple of decisives in there with Christie getting a goal. These two seem to have good games. This one did really well, but this was probably my strongest team in the end, which was actually a surprise. But again, two players, if I'd swapped Ekatike with Dan James or Harry Kane, we're looking at an extra 60 points. An extra 60 points would have got me 1,000 essence, so maybe he might have even pushed me up to tier 2 cards. So it's minor things. And again, Timothy Castagna, who we crafted in the last video, has come out of 100, which was very unexpected. So it does show that there is potential to actually get really good rewards with these cards that you craft. So make sure you get craft done, and that's where we're going to go now. So I'll just show you my current game week, because obviously this is the last one for the international break. It's not my strongest. Unfortunately, I put the 2 over here, which should need to be over here. But it's so hard with the international breaks. You don't know who's going to start. And you don't know how well teams are going to go for it. But yeah, I don't think we're going to get any points. I may scrape something out of this one if Anders Pereira has a good game, because he'll get minimum 35 points. So I may get 100 essence. I may if I'm lucky. I may not. If he has a good game, I could be looking at 250 essence maybe. But that's all I'm going to get from his game. So not a massive amount to deal with. And then we obviously move on to this week. So this game week is back in the Premier League. So it'll be interesting to see how we get on. I'm not going to look at that as lines just yet, because I want to get on to my craft. Now, looking at my essence, we've got 11% Eredivisie and 88.63 All-Star. So we're probably looking at quite a random one. So we have got some clues because I won them in the missions through the week. So I have got some nationality clues. So we do get a decent reward. I will reveal that nationality so we get an idea. But it doesn't really help, because I could do some league ones as well. Alright, let's craft it. Let's see what we get. So, and we get, go on, standard. I'm not going to waste, I wouldn't waste a clue on that. No way. Ugh. I feel like number 6. I'm going to go number 6, and we get, a goalkeeper, Florian Muller. Is he a star or is he backup? He's a backup. That's frustrating. There was a 5-star Hendrik van Kronberg in there at 10. The Genk starting goalkeeper. That would have been a nice pull. That's frustrating. I don't think he's going to be worth anything. I can have a look. Freiburg back up. He played a bit last year, but he's really their backup. We'll take him because he's a GK, and you never know if players get injured. GKs are always handy to have. So good backup. I'll search him quickly actually up now. Florian Muller. So yeah, he's a backup GK. Yeah, he's £1.64. I mean, it's not terrible. There's not many on the market. That's saying £29. That's interesting. I'd love that to fight, but I doubt that's right. If it's 50p. So he's not going to play, but you just never know. If a keeper gets injured, they fly up in value, so you have to keep an eye on it. So it's always worth keeping him in your club, just in case it did end up being a case of, what's that? Our first team goalkeeper got injured. Brilliant, you can come in. So yeah, he is definitely someone I'll keep in around the club, just in case. I'll probably sell off if he did get starting, because he wouldn't last in the team, as you can see. Looking at the team going forward, obviously I've got £13 market credits. I really want to upgrade my team, and I've actually been looking at some of the Sorare stuff. So when I look at this, is actually really good now, this power grade stuff when you're scouting. So I'll go on scouting. And what I really like, and I didn't realise this had it, is you can check set piece taken. Now, I think this is really crucial for you guys who want to start Sorare or get into it and actually improve your squads, because I didn't realise you can actually now start looking at decisive actions in games. Now, I think set piece is important because that is like chances created. It adds to teams, so you can start looking at who takes the most set pieces in the squad. So Mikkel Damsgaard is getting decent scores because he's taken nearly 6 assists, or 6 set pieces, per game. Phil Foden nearly averaging 6 per game. Look at his scores, all quite high. If we go on Phil Foden, for example, let's just pick his 43 up, because that's actually this is England. I wanted Man City. I forgot that actually, and he's been subbed. So let's go Liverpool, for example. Right, he didn't have the best game. Did he come on? I don't know if he came on. Yeah, he must have. Oh no, he started. But if we look at his actual score, he's got 7.3 for passing. Now he has got attempted assist, big chance. I wonder how many they did have in this penalty area entry. Yeah, he'll have a few of them. It's interesting. That's not a great one for Phil Foden. I don't know what. I'd love to see the stats on that game to see if Man City, because I know they went 3-0 up, but a lot of that wasn't through Foden. I know he had a bit of a quiet game, but if we go to his, hang on, I didn't press that. If we go to, for example, this game where he got an assist for England. So we're going, and he came off the bench. Wow. So he's come off the bench for 25 minutes. He's got 65 points. Because look, he's got 10.3. So he's big chance created for 4 attempted assists. Like, he is such a good player for that. So that's what I mean. You've got to look at these players and go, do you know what? What am I going to get out of them? What am I going to get out of these players, these scouting tools? And I think this is a really, I think there's a couple of good tools that you can use to really help you improve your squads, and I really want to show you them. So one is Declan Rice. Like, here's again a huge one for Arsenal. Dominic Szoboszlai, 5.6. Now that's interesting because I personally wouldn't have known that about Dominic Szoboszlai. Not because I don't watch Liverpool, it's because I don't know why I don't think of him taking set pieces. I'm not very good at remembering who takes set pieces for club. Like, there's obvious ones like Declan Rice, Kieran Trippier, Bruno, but Foden, Szoboszlai, I wouldn't have said that obvious. Sean Longstaff, that's really out there. Estavio when he plays for Chelsea, Kudus, Harry Wilson, Tonali. Do you see what I mean? There are players here that you go, oh, they take set pieces. What do they? And then you suddenly start thinking, oh, that's a bit different. That's a bit. So you see what I mean? It's really important that you use that, and I think it's a really good one for you to add to your bow when you want to do. You want to start building squads, and actually you want to improve squads. The other thing to look at as well is you can go last 15. So if I went last 15 and then set pieces taken that way, because that was his last 90. So then we can look at how many pieces have been taken in the last 15 games. So we can still see that Dominic Szoboszlai is very good. 84 set pieces in that time. He obviously takes a lot of set pieces in those last 15 games. Damsgaard again stays up. Declan Rice, Bruno. Foden drops away from that really high start. So obviously, when he's playing, he does, but when he's not, he's a bit in that. That's why I think his price is a lot lower than Szoboszlai's. So because really and truly, for £12, there isn't much difference between them. Having said that, Szoboszlai is having an absolute flyer of a season. Look at those scores: 100, 100, 100, 100. I may have to pick up a Dominic Szoboszlai. He may be one I pick up when I diversify my squad. Because actually, the three I was looking at was Bruno, Declan, and Dominic Szoboszlai, which is interesting because I wasn't actually thinking that. But the other thing you can do as well is, which I think is really cool, is like, for example, defenders. I think defenders are really good with set pieces. So yeah, Kieran Trippier is cheap because problem is Newcastle a bit hit and miss with their scoring, and he sometimes doesn't start because of Tino Livramento, and Lewis Hall. So and he's 35, so I think that's why he's very low. But Pedro Porro is a good one for 39. Sorry, Reece James 30 when he plays, £15 makes sense playing for Chelsea, good team. Again, Hartman 22, Trey Hume 18. I mean, they're not the most, but it'd help you with your defensive scores if you're looking for a defender. So really think about that, and then you can even go forward. Like, have a look at forwards, because I don't think many forwards take them. So yeah, Brian Mbeumo is a good one maybe because he takes 38. That's a good number. You know Brian Mbeumo is going to be on those set pieces. Got Kudus again. Tottenham a bit hit and miss. Bukayo Saka 30, Cody Gakpo 26, Estavio 22. So you see what I mean? It makes you think about players in different ways. And I think that's really important going forward for any video and anything I do now with my teams is I'm going to start looking at building out. So when I go to my Premier League, so we'll just have a look. I'm not going to build my teams because I'm not in the headspace of thinking. I'm just thinking about what I want to do in my squad. So for example, this is my poor players. So my goalkeepers, I've got 4 really. I've also got these 2, but they're just ones I crafted. But these 4 are really my big goalkeeper. Now obviously Alisson hasn't played for a while, so really I'm down to 3. So when I pick, I've got 3 out of season goalkeepers. So I know I've got to pick in season players. But what I also like is a new Sorare probability thing. I think that's really good. So I'm not going to pick Jordan Pickford because I think they're going to struggle against Man United. So I think Man United picked up, but I would probably put Donnarumma in, and I probably would think about Bern Leno. But they are playing Sunderland. Sunderland can be good. But we know Man City are pretty solid. So that's an example of that. When I go to defenders, you've got, again, it's really handy. I'll probably go Mark Gahey because they are playing. Well, he's got an injury, so I'm praying he plays. Going to keep an eye on the team for that because if Mark Gahey plays, he's definitely in my first starting team. And then I've got obviously some out season which I play in classics and my all-star teams, but really and truly the ones I focus on is Ruben Diaz and Mark Gahey for my defenders, so and John Stones. So these are the three that I've got for my defenders. I probably need to increase my defenders, and it's something I really need to work on in that sense. Midfield, I've got lots of midfielders, but if we just look at the ones I really use, Ryan Cherky, Rodri's been frustrating. I bought Rodri in the hope that he was going to pick up his form from the end of that year when he was unreal last year and before his injury, and just solid scores, but he really hasn't done it this year, so I may look at moving him on. He's still decent price, so I think a lot of people are holding on to the fact that he might do it. Charlie Reinders, good away. He's good for Holland, not so good for Man City at the minute, so that's one I need to keep an eye on. And Zubimendi's been unreal recently, especially for Spain. So again, solid point scorer, and Arsenal have got a good fix this week because I think they will beat Spurs at home. So if I don't play in season, I do look at Florian Wirtz, but again, I bought him in because I thought, oh, I don't know, £100 million worth play, he's got to be worth something. And it turns out, no, it's not a massive pool. So again, I need to diversify. I'll let you lot have a guess at who my striker is, my usual striker, but I mean, Erling Haaland's just an absolute joke. Look at those scores for a striker. Bang, bang, bang. Green, blue, turquoise, green, turquoise, green, turquoise, turquoise. One orange and one light green in the last, 15 games? That is mental. Salah's been a bit of disappointment this year. Ekitike, it's been in and out. Started really well and then dropped off. Shame. So I feel like I really need to diversify my squad because I'm stuck with Haaland. If Haaland doesn't have a good game, I'm in trouble. So so like I don't know. I just really am struggling with that. I just don't know whether to go like that way. Keep going for the squads I've got. You probably can understand my dilemmas now. I'm just not sure where to go with it, but I'll have a play around and let you know in the next video, I think, because I have got, I mean, you can see what I enter, like an all-star 23 champion contender. My contender team's pretty naff. Like, is that worth hanging on to? MLS is done now. Eredivisie, I think that needs improving or getting rid of. Do you know what I mean? It's just, I'm at that stage now. Champion, obviously, I've got those Bayern Munich players, which I can move on. I could get probably 200 quid for those Bayern Munich players. So, yeah, 200 quid would be a massive budget. I mean, if we went to market, right, and we just went Premier League, but forget the auctions because they're a nightmare, really. I don't really want to. This is quite cool as well. The trending what list, by the way, if you ever need anything out, like people put 60 gems on the team, undervalued Premier League, GOAT Premier League. Like, if I went GOAT Premier League, because I probably want to add to them, let's be brutally honest. So I've got them. Szoboszlai probably want to add, so that's 45. Doku maybe I want to add, so that's another 90. So I've still got 110 to play with. I'll probably add a Nick Pope in there for 25. I think that's a good shout because I think he plays for Newcastle a lot. Well, he might drop away because they are talking about signing a new goalkeeper, so maybe not. Bruno, I was thinking about 50, so that could be 140. Gavardi I might have for my defence because he's a solid starter and always scores well, so that could be another. It's 180. I kind of want to look away, so I might bring in I might bring Caicedo because I kind of want to venture out on different teams so I can have a mixture of stats when they've got good games. Cole Palmer might not be a bad one to bring in for when he's back because I don't know when he's going to be back. 4th of December, so we're getting close to returning Cole Palmer. I mean, we all know when Cole Palmer's playing, he is a joke. So, yeah, I know it's a bit of a long one, but I kind of wanted to explain some good things that I've been using with the Scout and how I'm looking to change my squad. So I think that hopefully might help you. So apologies if it was a bit of a draggy one, but I think actually you get some good tools there to help you with. And I really like this Scout tool on Sorare. So I kind of want to help you guys use it as best as possible. And if you have any questions about it, please leave some comments below. It would really mean the world to me again if you could like and subscribe to the page. I'm trying to build it as much as possible. Thank you to the people that have subscribed so far and do comment. I really appreciate it. And if there's anything you want to see on the channel, please let me know. I can add in some sections about it. But that'll be it for this video. Let's get back to Premier League. Let's get away from this international break. Something to watch on TV at the weekend, thank God. Get to watch Southampton again, my team, which is probably going to be painful, utterly painful, as per usual. But I love it, so I can't wait. So I'm glad the international break's over, and yeah, we're back to normal. So I will see you on the next one. Goodbye.